Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Neighborhood News. Today's Tuesday, right before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I hope we're going to all have a nice Thanksgiving. You know.
Yes.
So, but I'll let you take it over. I think last week you forgot your whole Portuguese version. You forgot it. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
We're past it. I'm clueless.
It was last week.
I'm thinking of Christmas then.
Yes.
That's why I'm thinking Christmas is coming up.
So now,
well, hope you had it at Thanksgiving.
Know that we tape two shows on the same day.
Hey, I was trying to.
So you just gave it up?
Oh man! All right. Well, anyway.
Okay.
Hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Sorry, I messed that up.
Thank God he didn't say Christmas. It was last week. But yes, last week I forgot to welcome the Portuguese listeners. Sejam bem-vindos a mais programa das suas notícias da sua vizinhança e como acontece toda terça-feira, nós estamos aqui com mais notícias da sua vizinhança. Hoje não temos convidados, vamos conversar e hoje eu penso que o João quer falar com nós sobre a imigração. Mas vamos ver o que temos para falar. We don't have guests, so we're gonna go over some stuff. I heard a bird told me that you want to talk about immigration today.
Oh, really?
So,
Well,
yes,
before we get to that, and I knew you already had mentioned that because I heard the immigration part of it. Before we go there, though, during the last show and had some conversations a couple weeks back with Mario, who is our help here in the control room. Good kid. And he's been doing a lot of work helping you out with your school. And
yes,
Mario, there you go. Put yourself
Mario.
back on again. Actually, I know you've known Mario probably more than I have, but I ended up.
No, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I actually met him, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years back. He was at Corky Row. And there was some kind of celebration for remembrance for cancer victims. Yeah, yeah, and you were there with a couple of your cadet friends there or co-workers, and basically, good kid. And I'm messing this up. Sorry. It's
no, it's okay.
But yeah,
I met Mario a couple years ago during the carnival. Yes, my birthday. We had the carnival at Lafayette.
Okay.
And Mario have called me to set up a table there for the cadets.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm sorry, for the Star. Yes, that's a thing. That's another thing. He's involved in so many different groups.
You don't know.
I never know which group we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was for Star, and so that's when I met Mario. And it's been a couple of years, and Mario's definitely been there for me and for our organization and
for the show here. And
for the show.
There's a lot of talk about younger kids. The millennials they call it. But every generation is different. But Mario is a good representative of his generation. Very good kid.
And now I have to say the kids that did the haunted house.
Yep.
They're going to be doing a youth group.
Okay.
Starting a youth group.
Oh wow! Excellent.
Under the leadership of Mario and Amy, my secretary.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So they're going to be taking care of the kids and kids under 18.
Good.
They're going to start the youth group. That's the thing. They participate on that. They loved it so much to be part of something, to volunteer, that they don't want to stop.
Yeah. Well, you got
so we came up with the idea of them starting a youth group, and so this way we will have one more tool on our box that we can use for events and stuff like that.
No, that's great. I mean, they're both good representatives. Amy, very good kid too.
Another thing that I have to say, and after thanking Mario, I have to thank CJ.
Yep, CJ
again,
also.
Once in a while, we remember to thank CJ because he's the one that has been there with us since behind the curtains.
Yeah.
Behind the curtains, he's been working with us since the first show. And we're going on the third year now.
Third year in May, yeah. Wow.
May. So,
and I think actually people are actually starting to listen to us because our Facebook page, I think we're over 300. So somebody's listening to us. We're not just talking to ourselves here.
Yeah, I see likes every week. So that's good. So thank you, CJ, for the help that you keep
Providing for us.
providing
Yeah.
for us.
Cool.
Another thing I have to thank is this place,
BCC.
BCC.
Yep, absolutely.
And this studio, it's a very professional place to do a show.
Yeah. Excellent.
And I have to say that weekend that I was sick, I was able to see one show after another, after another, after another.
Oh, really? Wow.
And unbelievable, the shows that
That are here, right?
they here.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
film here.
Excellent.
I hear everything from Family in Focus with the Mike.
Yep.
Moran.
Mike Moran. Yep.
I saw Over the Hill with the representatives and.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Our representatives going for Boston, state reps. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mike Rodriguez.
Yep.
I saw. I saw so many.
South End Neighborhood Meeting has theirs televised. I've seen that occasionally on there.
But just here on the studio,
Yeah.
it's so many shows,
Yeah.
and it's not, that we say, we amateur, yes, we are amateur, but the quality, because of the studio that we have,
Yeah.
and the material that we use to be filmed with,
Sure.
we are a good channel.
Yeah.
And programming you can watch from everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a blast watching the cowboy. What's his name? Did you ever watch the show? I'm forgetting the name. I don't know if
It's here. It's here on.
it's filmed here. Yeah, and they do he sings.
Okay. Oh, as you said, cowboy.
Cowboy.
Oh, the cowboy. Cowboy El Karaoke.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen that occasionally.
Oh, I loved it.
You were singing.
They had like, he had somebody singing in
Yeah.
here, like
Yeah, I've seen that
nice
occasionally.
songs,
Yeah.
really nice songs. And I was like, wow, I'm loving this,
Yeah.
one show after another. It's,
Did you see Lou Pereira too?
I already saw Lou Pereira for a couple of times, yes. But it was like, I was not feeling good, so I was kind of, that's TV day today.
Yeah, yeah.
And instead of going through those
Yeah.
1,000 channels,
Channels, yeah,
and it's always things that I don't care if the people have 20 kids, if this one's shopping for dresses, for wedding dresses, it's who cares?
Yeah, well,
I don't care. I prefer to see, if I'm going to spend time, I want quality
Yeah, I agree.
spending time.
Yeah.
And what better than local
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
And learn about local information. And that's what I found in here on Channel 95, one show after another. So again, thank you BCC for allow us the opportunity to do this show.
Absolutely.
And I definitely, when I have time, I will be watching the Channel 95.
Excellent. Sounds good. So
So-
you've gone over all this here. You probably took up half the show thanking
That's
everybody.
okay. Last time I have to talk about immigration and get mad to you. But I have to say this.
Yeah.
That's how we ended last week's show.
Yeah.
Was you were talking about the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
in
Why don't
Fall
you,
River.
yeah.
And very fast, I'm going to go over this.
Okay.
My idea is, and I'm going to talk in a neighborhood that I have my dogs running.
Okay.
The Flint. The Flint has empty mills.
Yeah.
I would love to renovate one of the mills and move people from the high-riser into a safer place, which is only 4 or 5 floors high, and use the renovate the high-riser and turn it into a hotel
Oh,
right on Pleasant Street.
okay.
And I will tell you why. 80% of the hotel that you need for hotel, you have it there. You have what people look when they go out, they look for view. They want to stay in a hotel as high as possible because they want the view. You have all the conditions. You have the basement that you can turn into a small restaurant, a coffee shop. You have the laundry room. You could have a game room, which you find in a regular hotel.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And maybe 50 years from now, when Fall River will be like a, a big and
no, you're right.
city,
You're right. Yeah.
we will have a hotel in every neighborhood on this city.
Yeah.
Because every neighborhood in this city has a high riser.
Yeah.
So can you imagine having, like, I'm going to go to Fall River. Which side of town you want to stay? Because we have 5 hotels in town.
Yeah. I know you want to talk about the other subject, and I'm probably going to agree with you on most of it. So, but before I do this, I want to kind of give a plug to Al Lima. He had a book that he had put out last year, and it's called A City and Its River. And I had bought it last year around Christmas time. He was selling them at the Historical Society, and I believe they're still being sold there, or you can probably get them online. But it was interesting reading that book because it was basically a history of Fall River and the stuff that was here. I mean, at one time, the city's population was over $120 million. I mean, 120,000. I'm really messing up again. Yeah, 120,000. So I'm getting money in my head. But
we're not talking about budget.
Yeah, no, we're not. But I mean, I think back then, just all these things came together. Just looking at the Fall River line. The Fall River line, people from Boston would come into Fall River and then take that ship over to New York because basically our geography. From New York, it's Long Island Harbor. It's pretty calm. So the boats would come in. They couldn't go to Boston. It would have been probably made sense, I guess they thought, because Boston's a way bigger city. But to go to Boston, they would have had to go all around the end of the Cape. And you're in the Atlantic Ocean, very, very rough, and then you come back in. So they wanted something where the water was calm, people could relax for that trip there. But it was New York, vice versa. We had people coming in from New York, people coming in from Boston, just all that commerce, people coming in here. 3 or 4 ships leaving a day, it just made a big difference in this city. And it's interesting, some of the things that I read in the book that, and it makes sense when you hear it, our accent, they say, is more, and I've heard that because when I was in the military, I lived out in Oklahoma back in the 80s. My wife was always asked, was she from New York? So we have that somewhat New York accent because we had a lot of folks here from New York coming in, wealthy people from the garment industry, but we had that here, and there were a lot of good things that were going on. We have a very good history. We also have a dark history with the mills too, where we had children working in there. Areas were polluted. They were like sewers and stuff like that. So we had good and bad with the city, but we had a lot of commerce, and it was really a lot of money coming through here. And that's why you look at the Highlands with all the houses there. I mean, people were very wealthy, and people were always working. So, I think sometimes it's important to look at your history, to know where you came from, and to know where you want to be at, and say, look, this happened. At that time, we can make it happen again. And we all know, you have people that live in, tough areas, come from very tough circumstances, and they make it. And then there are some people that don't rise above that. And I'd like to say that Fall River is the person, or the lady as we call her, that will rise above this, and it's going to come back to its
I believe so.
Its great history.
And it's interesting that you say that because a lot of cities, they only count in one way to come in.
Yeah.
And is air.
Yeah.
We could have 2 ways to come in. We could have the tracks.
Yep.
And we could have the water.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 2. What some cities are doing very good with 1.
Yeah. Yep.
So we have all this potential.
Yeah.
To be a very rich city.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very rich city.
Yep.
But we are doing baby steps,
Yeah.
and we will get there. Maybe not for us,
Yeah.
but God knows probably our grandchildren,
Yeah.
and you know. But somebody will. Maybe I will come back again.
Oh, yeah. Probably will, but you
Maybe I
you
will
might.
come back again.
Yeah.
But I really believe that the cement that we are putting on the ground now,
Yep.
they're gonna give beautiful trees and trees that's gonna be for centuries.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's my belief in Fall River and being again positive about Fall
Absolutely.
River.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's talk about something that you love to talk
Yeah,
about.
and we can talk. You know, that's fine. Why don't we start this, because I'm probably going to agree with some of what you agree with.
Okay.
But I know.
Give it to me.
Well, recently I know. You know, the president came on, and this is probably old news by now, because, like as you said, we're taping.
Maybe the law is already on the books.
Yeah, it's probably already on the books now, so it's probably a moot point at this point. But I know there's going to be talk of just giving folks permission to work in the country, whereas back in the 80s, I believe during Reagan, that amnesty was given to folks. So I know I was trying to get you, you know, originally before the show started, but I believe, and you know, we'll probably be able to talk about this in December real quickly. It'll probably already be done, but I think what's going to happen
But
is
it's good for people to understand what we're talking about and what this kind of immigration that's
and I think, you know, this, from what I'm reading, it's not really an amnesty situation, I guess. It's more of just being legal and having legal work papers. And, you know, like I said, I'm probably going to throw you off here, so this isn't going to be a long talk. But, you know, with 12 million people here, you know, you can't get rid of 6 million people. You know, there's just no resources, and they're going to come back. A lot of times they do. So it's probably a good deal to move forward with this. And I just wish that, you know, we could probably scrutinize the people that are coming in, because we always hear the horror stories. Recently, 2 law enforcement officials in California were killed, and the person was not a legal resident of the country, had been deported and then came back, and he shot those 2 deputies out in California. So I think it's really important to know who's here. So maybe, you know, this is probably a good thing. So I think you're rubbing off on me a little bit.
It's okay.
So
I'm just.
but anyway, so that's one of the national issues. So we don't even really have a conversation now.
No, we do. And I will tell you why. Immigration is something that, to me, it's very important because I was not born in this country. I took this country was a choice for me to become American by choice.
Yeah.
The Americans take it for granted to be born on this beautiful country.
I
Okay,
agree.
they take it for granted. We appreciate, I'm not going to say all, but we appreciate this country maybe more than some people that are born in this country. Why? Because we came from a country that was very different from this country, that we could not talk. You talk about the president today, tomorrow you disappeared. You went on a big vacation. Okay? So, but with that being said, I think that this is, and this is going to be very good for the country. And I will tell you why. I can tell you, friends that I have, they were here illegal for many years. They become legal, and today they're living back on their country.
Oh, wow.
Why? Because they cannot find a job here.
Yeah.
Okay? So these people that became legal, they're not going to rob a bank because they know they're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Security. You want to secure this country, you have to know who's driving on our streets and who lives in our city and in our country. You have to. Right now, the situation the way it is, it's worse than ever because we don't have control. The police don't know how to deal with these people because there's no laws on the book.
Yeah.
You get stopped by a police officer, you don't have a license.
Yeah.
They're going to send you walk home. They're going to confiscate the car because it's registered under your friend's name or your family, whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't have a driver's license. The only thing they can do is tell you to take a walk, and they confiscate the car. They tow the car. Now, because the police don't have information on that person could be a big criminal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's going to go away. You gonna send him home.
Yeah.
And when you're supposed to be looking for him and arresting him. So for security purpose, I think we need to do this.
Yeah.
And as soon as we do this, we're going to security borders, okay? Because why these people doing this? These people doing this because we say no. It's like your mother telling you you cannot get married.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to go away and you're going to get married anyway because you're an adult. You do whatever you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
The more you tell these people you cannot come over, they will keep coming over.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many that you cannot control it. You have to control it. When people say that cop was murdered by an illegal, how many cops in this country got murdered by American people? You cannot say he got killed was illegal. Yeah. You cannot say that. You cannot say, okay, we don't know who murdered that, who killed that person. Oh, it must be an illegal. Come on, you cannot say that. You cannot. You don't know, but people say it. Yeah, well, people say that.
But the two cops were killed.
I know. But John, how many cops got killed on this country every day?
Yeah, I know, but I understand what you're saying.
Just because it's illegal, that person is illegal because the people here don't care. Yeah. And let them live here illegal.
Route 1.
Yeah, we don't, but we don't want people that are coming in hurting our own people, you know. So that's why we have to.
Yeah, but this is life.
Yeah.
This is life. You know, I mean, I don't want to have drug dealers on my city, and I have them. What I'm going to do? I cannot do anything about it. I know they're not supposed to be doing it, especially on my street, on my neighborhood. I don't want them there, but they're there. What I'm going to do? That's part of life. That's part of life. They're going to get caught. They're going to go to jail. You are illegally here. You kill somebody. You're going to go to jail just like anybody else. But the thing is, we need to put them into a process. You want to be here. We're going to give you 5 years to work here. And 5 years, you come back to us. If you're a good citizen, we can extend it for another 5 years. Yeah. That person maybe is going to give up. He's going to say, you know, I'm going to go back to my country. Yeah. But at least if that person gets stopped by a cop, we know who that person is. Yeah. You know, how people are getting cash under the table. People are getting cash under the table because they cannot open a checking account. Yeah. I cannot blame them. Do you want to have your paycheck of the week on your drawer because you cannot put them on the bank?
But this is where the businesses come in. They should not be hiring these people.
But they are.
Yeah, but they shouldn't. So that's where I think the enforcement's going to come in.
I will tell you this.
The enforcement's going to come in.
You know why they are? Because the people that are here taking advantage of the system don't want to work. Yeah, so these people pick up every dime they can. They will pick it up because they have to survive. Yeah. I don't think it's fair because they already have kids here that they came illegal, they are illegal, but the kids are legal, the kids are born here, but they cannot even their kids cannot ever have a regular life like a regular kid. Because guess what? The parents cannot take their kid to Disney World because you don't have an ID to get in a plane. He's going to kill somebody? No, he wants to take the kids to Disney, like all the other friends are telling him, well, I'm going to Disney, I'm going to Disney. This kid cannot go to Disney because the parents cannot enter an airplane. You think it's fair? I don't think it's fair. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we're the only, there are other places that have Disney. They can go to France, or you can go to Japan.
Yeah, but the other kids don't go to France. The other kids take a plane and 2 hours and they're on Disney. You know, so
The whole system's
tough.
broken. The system's broken.
It is.
I mean, as far as Disneyland.
And believe me, I don't agree for them to be here. What I cannot accept is us blame them for being in here illegal without give them options to be here, because they don't want to die here.
The people that have come in, I agree with you. However, if you come into a place illegally, there are consequences. When you do something, if I throw a ball through a window, I break it, there are consequences. There are consequences for everyone's actions.
Yes, you know what the consequences could be?
Yep.
You're here illegal, you're going to pay $1,000,
Yeah.
okay? You're going to pay $1,000 fee that's going to go to our country
Immigration.
immigration.
Okay. Yep.
You're going to pay $1,000.
Okay.
Now you under our. Now we have your record.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And in 5 years, we want to see if you got arrested, if you got drunk driving, if you have a clean record,
Yep.
and if you're working and you're paying your taxes.
Okay.
I don't have no reason just because you came illegal to throw you out. You are participating on our system, and you are paying.
If I want to get into the European Union, and I went over there illegally, right, as an American, would they not deport me? Every country.
A lot of countries. I mean, again, depend the jobs that you have.
Yeah.
You know.
I just look at that.
Canada deported people.
Yeah, because
Canada deported people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
again, Canada, maybe it's on the situation that we are, where the jobs are very limited.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
I just think that there are laws in place, and the laws are in place for a reason. And if you break a law, there's going to be a consequence. You know.
I agreed with you. It should be consequences, but let's work. Let's define what the consequences going to be, and put these people through the consequences. But at least this is like they're running from themselves. Yeah. They're hiding from themselves. You know, these people are living in here just like running from law. You know what it is? You see a picture on the TV screen that police is looking for you. It's exactly the same way these people are living.
You're getting all excited, and I agreed with you most of the time.
I know. No, but it is. It's something it's something that I love to talk about because I know what the people are going through. Thank you. See you next week.
Have a good night.